Welcome to NXG Markets. This is Mohsen Ismail. I hope your last week was really nice, and welcome to this new week of what is going to happen with gold this coming week. Now, if you are here for the first time, let me just inform you that this video that we make is only for educational purposes, and please trade at your own risk. Well, with that being said, we have an exciting week coming up, which I believe that we need to certainly focus on. There will be a lot of important things that I would be discussing. And I want you to make sure that you have your pen, paper, mobile phone ready with you so that you can either take a screenshot or make a note of whatever finds suitable to you. Now, so first things, first timers, please like, subscribe, and share NXG Markets. And well, you will get updated almost every day, and especially the weekly analysis that we make is very, very important. Just like last time, if you all have seen it, you can please put a comment that yes, you have, and how was the effect of it. Well, so moving on further, we have this coming week, which is really very important again, just like any other week. However, we have a lot of important things to look at. Now, on a Monday, we don't have a lot many news, which is very important. So certainly that goes without saying that the market can be range bound, and we will discuss the range as well as to what might happen on a Monday. And then on Tuesday, we have got flash manufacturing PMI, which is a very important news for and flash services as well. And then at night, we have got Federal Chairman Powell speaking about, the entire situation of how the economic advancement would be done. Now, keeping that in mind, of course, Wednesday we have got just new home sales, which is a moderate impact news, which would come in. However, on Tuesday, you might see a good fluctuation around about during the evening time when the US session opens up. Then coming directly on Thursday, after the new home sales on Wednesday, we have got final GDP quarter on quarter and unemployment claims, which is always there. Now, on Friday, we have got core PCE, that is price index, month on month. So we have got a lot of important news this week. So that's what I'm saying, that this week you can see a range, you can see a lot of news coming in positive and negative both, giving the impact accordingly on gold. Now, with that being said, we have a few things which is happening around the world, of course. When we look at the news section, then we understand that the UK, Canada, and Australia have announced formal recognition of Palestinian state, which is coming in directly from the superpowers, which is really nice and good to hear. Eventually, they would get their freedom or a statehood, wherein they would be known as an identity in the world as Palestine or Palestine. So I think this is a great recognition. However, just would like to also inform you that most of the area, if you look at this news down below, if you look at this, then Israel will occupy more of the West Bank land. However, like they said, the recognition does matter, and it does, certainly. However, most of the West Bank will be occupied by Israel as of now. So this is one of those news which might create an impact as well, which certainly will create an impact. But we have to see as to how the rest of the world also, reacts to this news, and how do we accept or how do we counter attack onto this news is what is going to matter the most. Now, moving on further with the best of the things that we are popular for, and moving on to that is what we come to the technical aspect of what the gold might do. Now, here are the few things that I want you to focus on, because today we're going to discuss, like every weekly analysis, if you look at the last week analysis again, we have come up with so many things. And before that, just would like to also inform you before we start, there are a lot of opportunities which is coming in from NXG markets in terms of if you're interested in copy trading, whether if you're a beginner, if you need education, and at the time where you're learning uh, yourself as to what forex is and everything, you can always for a beginner, one of the best opportunity for you is copy trading, and that is what NXG markets is promoting as well. And you might as well try and check with it and see it for yourself. And if you like any of the masters which is there on copy trading, then you might as well be you're welcome to copy them or their trades and might as well get some profit out of that. So that goes without saying, but this is not just one of the ways with NXT markets that you can earn. There are a lot many ways that you can earn as well. And that's what it makes NXG, which is the next generation in a broker firm in Forex market, which you can get yourself enrolled with. Now, let's move ahead with the technical analysis. Now, I made this chart for this coming week. Would you can take this as a screenshot, or you can make the note of a few important things that we would like to discuss over here. Now, let's understand last week as we see that there was a downfall. I mean, of course, when you look when you saw the interest rate news which came in, we realized that there was a spike. I mean, it went up to like $3,707 and then moved back further down. And this happened really quick. If you look at the chart earlier for the last week when this news came in, both of them, and like we said, both the parties, whether you were in buy or sell, there would be so many accounts which might have got washed out. And that is what we are trying to understand in today's video as well. Okay. Now, in this area, if you look at, we got this liquidity zone. And I want you to remember these liquidity zones because this is going to be very, very important. Because what might happen, like if you look at the market is closed at 3685.05, which gives a very strong bullish trend to gold. However, and certainly, gold will certainly be bullish till the time it does not cross the demand zone, it does not reach this demand zone. It will not, I mean, what it means is basically every dip is going to be a very good opportunity for buy, right? Now, this is what it means. Now, so, like I said, though the market is bullish, the trend is bullish, and gold is certainly bullish. And what are the reasons for it being so bullish? Is, of course, from the previous 2 weeks or so, we saw that there has not been a lot of positive news for USD. We see that so many negative news, plus the war situations that is happening around the world, including Israel, including Iran, Gulf country, GCC, and Yemen as well. Now, I think that is still ongoing. So I believe that the trend is certainly very strong, bullish for gold, and might remain for the coming weeks as well. However, keeping that in mind, here's something that I want you to focus on and understand what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. Now, since we had this liquidity zone over here, which is a very important liquidity zone, what it means is at the time when the interest rate happened last week, a lot of buyers are trapped in here. There are a lot of buy positions which got trapped in this liquidity zone and which might still be trapped, right? And the market is very, very close over here, right? So if you understand this, a lot of buyers might not have closed the positions, of course, except for the accounts which got washed out. Then I believe that there are still a lot of positions were still open. So there are a lot of buy positions which are trapped here. And the market might not allow it to just probably grab their profit or close their positions. Rather, what it might do. Okay. And like I said, this video is for educational purposes. So please trade at your own risk. But this is what it might happen this coming week. Now, because we have a liquidity trap over here, and we have a liquidity trap over here. So these are the two important liquidity traps that I want you to focus on for this particular week, because this can be a very deciding, and this is where most of the people make mistakes as well and try to hold on to their positions for a longer time. And unfortunately, if you don't have a good backup with commodity trading, then your account gets washed out. So what might happen over here is, because we have a liquidity trap over here, the market might not want to get the positions above this resistance line of 3689 or 3690 and allow people to either book themselves into profit or close the deals into less loss. Rather, just turn down from here, because it has got a good resistance support and good resistance over here of 3685 to 3695, and keeping an equilibrium of 3690 coming into the picture over here. It might just fall down from here, take a dip. So let me just draw that for you. What it might do is, it might just touch this point and then take this down below at 3664 to 3665. So 3660 and 3670, giving it a good perfect point, and then range in between these lines. Okay. Or else take a little way up further, right? And then move forward towards this 3640, right? Now, this is where I want you to understand few of the important things which I'm going to speak about. Please pay attention. Just like how we discussed the liquidity trap over here, it's the same liquidity that we have right over here as well. Because the market, last time when it moved on upwards, we also saw there was a liquidity trap below as well, right? And I take this area as 3640 to 3620. So while the market is ranging between this area, which is going to be a very good range for you, of course, if the market does not go below this, you have a market going up right here from 3660 back to 3685 to 3690 back again, right? You have a very good area to play throughout the day, all right? And provided if it goes down further, then you have got 3640. Now, there is a possibility. The reason I'm saying that this can be very, very important is because if the market crosses this, does not mean that you're going to open sell position, because remember this area of 3640 to 3620 as the liquidity area. Remember the area of 3890 and 3707 as the upper liquidity, right? So whenever in this position, I will request you not to buy or not to sell instantly over here. These both for this coming week, coming in from the previous week, can be a very good liquidity area for people to get trapped, whether it's a sell position or a buy position. So make sure that you if you want to open a buy, it certainly will be. However, make sure that it it reject the support line of it takes the support of 3620, which is very, very important, because this area, I would just probably mark it down. This particular area that you're looking at, this is a very, very important support that you will find this particular week. So for all the swing traders, 3620 can be a very, very good support, because what might happen is, even if it crosses over here, it might just go back from here again. But this particular thing, I'm sorry about that. Just give me one quick moment here. Right. So we keep this over here right now. And if we look at this, if this goes down, this is where you can get a very good buy position. 3620 as a very strong support. If it crosses further than that, And if it touches 3595, 3585, which is again a strong support, and unless and until the market does not cross this point, don't consider sell at all. Look for the buy positions, and you will get buy positions at 3660. You will get good positions at 3640, and you would get one of the best positions at 3620. And then, of course, you have another strong support at 3595 to 3585. And if it crosses below this and closes and then goes down further, then of course you can consider sell position. Till then, consider only buy positions. All right. So keep this in mind. Don't get trapped into this liquidity zone. Don't get trapped into this liquidity zone right over here at the top as well. Now let's understand as to what might happen. Of course, like I said, a market might just try and range between these areas during this week based on the news of fundamental coming on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All days we have got important news, except for Wednesday, of course. However, you will still find the range in between these two ranges of 368595 and 3620, right? Provided if we get news and if we look at the market falling further down or further up than this, of if it crosses 3707, that is when you can expect the market to reach another level of the supply zone between 3720 to 3740 or 42. Okay. This is the supply zone that it might, but only after, I mean, it might reach here. This is what we feel because we have got a huge liquidity trap right down here. All right. This is what I feel, that unless and until the market does not go downwards and you know and probably traps this over all the buy positions back in, which happened last week, then I feel that 3640 to 3620 is where the market liquidity zone might reach again, and then might take the further upward movement towards the supply zone. If it's not able to do this, and if it goes down further, then you have the demand zone. And below 3595, 3585, that is when you can consider a sell up to 3550 and 3540. Till then, this still remains a demand zone because till then, the trend will not change for long term on weekly basis. The trend will still remain bullish because there is a possibility that the market might move forward, upwards from this demand zone as well. So every year, every time you see the market reaches a support, the best of the positions, if it does not go below that, is always a buy towards the next zone. Okay. However, if it goes above the 3707 mark, that is when you will understand that this is where you have a supply. It might reach the supply zone of 374042, and if it goes further above than that toward the all-time high, breaking it apart, that is when you will see that the gold might touch this mark of 3760 and 3780 for that matter, and might just touch in at that price through the fluctuation throughout the week. But that is like on the top, that is something that we might have to understand. Actually, if it happens and if it crosses this, excuse me, if it crosses this mark of 3707, till then you have this area which you can consider, which can certainly be one of the best that you can buy throughout the week again, as the trend is bullish. But just make sure that you just don't buy directly. Let this area come down and buy from the dip, and I have showed the support for where you can buy. And remember this 3640 again, a very important, just like it happened the last week as well. This is a very important price that you have to keep in mind, that you don't make a mistake of directly opening it this time, because it has already done it this way, right? So you might as well just wait for a while, so that you can just probably look for the liquidity and then move upwards. You get a better position right within this liquidity if it does not go down. Okay. Well, that's all I have for gold for this particular week. I want you to focus on it, and that is when we move forward forward for the next week again. But if you like it and if you have any feedback, please comment, and we would love to, make it better each day with you all together. But thank you so much. You have a wonderful day and a great life, and happy trading this week once again. Thank you.